Hello everyone, Alex the RC Freak here, coming at you with a part 2 video of the Dynamite large scale kill switch. Okay, now if you guys know me, I'm using my Spectrum DX6R radio. This is the highest quality radio Spectrum makes. I got this a couple years ago. I love it and I hate this radio at the same time. Spectrum, you need it if you're watching this video. Or actually, let me just put it this way, Horizon Hobby, if you're watching this video, stop making half-ass products. Or actually, your products ain't half-ass per se. Stop making products that you say are really good, but you half-ass all the electronics in it. So seriously, update the firmware on this. Actually get some good firmware in it, you know, so it works right most of the time. And then you'll be fine. Lately, I will say, I've had a couple problems with this radio, but for the most part, I will be totally honest with you, it's been a good radio. Now, if you ever get this Spectrum DX6R, make sure the firmware is completely up to date before you bind any RC vehicle to it. Make sure you get all that stuff correct. I do not use this to surf Facebook, to look at my bank account or nothing like that. It's strictly only for my RCs. It can do all that, except make calls. So, in case if you don't know. So, I'm just saying, I do only use it for RCs. So, if you're one of those people that use this to look up YouTube and all that crap, and you have problems with the radio, then you're doing it to your goddamn self. Straight up. I don't use it for listening to music either. There's a speaker right there. That's a speaker. So, anyway, I got a Spectrum DX6R here. And, Spectrum has an SR315 3-channel receiver. It's very small. Now, I installed this kill switch. I'm running a 7.4 volt 2S Turn-G LiPo battery, so they do go right in, but keep in mind, if your servos are not rated for high voltage, do not use 7.4 volts. You could cook your servos. You may possibly cause damage to your electronics. So that is a warning. If you have stock electronics, let's say on a stock Losi electronics, and they are not rated or maybe not quite capable of 7.4 volts, seriously, be cautious if you do that. So anyway, I'm running 7.4 volt because both my servos are upgraded. The sticker fell off this servo, so I can't tell you what it is. But anyway, here's my receiver. So SR315 3-channel receiver. See how small it is? There's a button. There's a button right here. That's the button to bind it. So you have to press that. It's kind of a firm button. This is the module, the kill switch module. So if you notice these little prongs right down in there, those little prongs right there, there's nothing on them. There's little fuses that's supposed to go on them, which the fuses are right here. These are these little things right here. So if you notice, there's that one, and there's the red one. So this is what they look like. So that's from the top view, that black one. They're both the same, it's just one's red and one's black. Now if you're running nickel metal hydride battery, you'll need to run these, and this is for your voltage, for when the car will shut off. It'll turn off the motor. Since I'm running 7.4, I do not need that. So you take them out, and it even tells you that. Now, one thing about this receiver, particularly right here, is the Spectrum DX6R. Now, I do not have the brand newest Spectrum DX6R model release. I got mine about 1.5 years ago. Now, this is important here, okay? The Spectrum DX6R, for when you go into binding your receiver and stuff like that, it'll go through all the receivers. You know, it'll say SR210, SR4210, SR6000, you know, with telemetry, you know, active vehicle control, blah, blah, blah. Active vehicle control receiver will not work with this Dynamite kill switch here. It will not work. Just so you know, you cannot. That's at least what I've read online. So, like I say, I haven't personally tried it myself to verify. That's what I read online. That's all I'm letting you guys know. But anyway, I don't like the active vehicle control because it's really glitchy and it has issues. And it takes a little bit to fine tune it. So, I don't really want to mess with that. Anywho, this is SR315. My radio, the closest I got to this number of receiver on my radio is SR310. Okay, 310, SR310 is what my radio showed. It was a 3-channel radio, or 3-channel receiver. So I decided to try it because it did not have the SR315. So this is a warning to anyone who has a Spectrum radio and you know, it's a Spectrum DX6R, for example, and you got this receiver, a brand new model of receiver. I like the size of it. I like how you don't have to have my unplugged, but I used the SR310 on the radio to bind to this receiver, and it did work. So when you press the button, hold the button on, it'll take about a second or 2 seconds to actually show orange. So just so you know, and it'll blind up. At least it did on mine. Okay? And yes, it was fighting me at first, but it finally binded up and it seems to work. Okay? So, anyway, I have the wire. You can see it. There's the interference magnet. There's the wire. It's zip tied to the servo there, so it's out of the way. I can still get my battery case on. I can lift this up a little bit to stick the lid on, and it'll be fine. It's not touching the driveline. It's not rubbing on the brake. It's not touching the exhaust. So just so you know, that's where I got it. I got it routed zip tied there, and then zip tied there. And then I have it routed inside the receiver box, right inside there. I don't know how well you can see that. But yeah, I got it routed inside the receiver box. And everything is inside this receiver box. Everything. The receiver, the kill switch, it's all enclosed. The antenna, now they say to have the antenna out of the receiver box, which you can route it like this. To see how short and stubby it is, and see how this is kind of vulnerable and it's right by the wheel and dirt. So what I'm going to do, since this is so short, I'm just going to stick it inside the radio box, just like so. And I'm just going to do this. Just going to wrap it in there, just like that, with my finger. But anyway, I just wanted to do kind of a review, kind of showing you this. Now, would I purchase this kill switch again over a Killer B kill switch? That's a giant fuck no. Seriously. And I don't mean to use cuss words in my videos. I really don't. But I'm serious when I say that. That's a giant hell no. It does work. When you bind this, it took me, seriously, it took me a few hours because this thing was being a pain in the ass to finally get working. But once it works good. So anyway, what happened to me was this receiver wouldn't bind up to my radio. I didn't have it in my radio. I finally said, screw it. I'm going to try the SR310 because that's all my radio would let me do. And, you know, it's better to have a third channel switch. Here's my LED. So when that is red, when this shines red, that means that the engine is able to start. So the kill switch is allowing the coil to give spark signal to the coil. So this is allowing to give spark signal to the coil. So anyway, when that is red, when it's off like this, when it's not even any color, no LED, no shining, nothing, you can't start the engine. It kills the motor. There's no spark. A way to test that is take out the spark plug, leave it in the boot, take out the spark plug, stick it against this bolt right here, the bottom of the spark plug tip, and crank the motor over, okay? Now, if you have a 3-channel switch, you'll see when you have the LED, this LED light red, you'll see that there's spark. If your spark plug's not fouled or bad, so make sure you have a good quality spark plug. This spark plug is brand new. So you'll see that it's making spark. You press a button, and let's go over to my DX6R right now. You press a button on your DX6R, I have it on R, this is R. You press this button, and it kills the spark to the engine. So, I'm just going to show it to you guys real quick. Gonna kind of do the steering servo is noisy, so forgive me for that. So this is my radio, okay? Now, this is my auxiliary. Now, if you notice, that orange, see how it switches? I'm pressing R. See how it switches? So you want to have it there. That's my on position right there. So when I press it, it'll switch it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the radio. See, it takes a minute. The servo is noisy. Yes, the Savox servo is noisy. I hate this steering servo arm. It's a 2-part thing. It has like a spline part, and then it has this top piece here. I hate it. It's really junky. It's made by Roven. I do not like it, just for the record. I'm going to be getting a new one. But yes, I know the steering servo is is noisy. But see how it's working? So see how this LED is red? See, I drilled this with a 5/16 hole. It comes with this little grommet. This little plastic grommet that's surrounding this LED. So watch, I switch it off, the engine will not start, okay? Switch it on, the engine's ready to start. So I can turn it on, that's off, so I turn the engine off, the engine's ready to start. So, or if it kills it by itself for voltage, it'll turn off like that and be on. But a lot of people do a hack job when they install these. I've seen they just put this LED laying on the ground, flopping around, you know. No, I ain't like that. You know, I like clean. Like I said, I got this pre-owned. I do not like this green or this red. I think it looks like crap. But anyway, as you can tell, when I end the throttle, throttle works good. Yeah, that servo is annoying. Yeah, that servo is being a pain in the ass, but I'll turn this off so that way you guys can hear me talk. But I just wanted to show that to you guys. If you guys have a Spectrum DX6R, make sure, and my firmware on my DX6R, just so everyone knows and is crystal clear, is 2.02. That is my firmware update, is 2.02. So I got the latest firmware. If you go on Spectrum's website, their latest firmware is 2.00. So mine is 2.02. Just to say that. So I just want to do a quick video of that. And yes, everything will fit in here. If the Dynamite version, everything will fit in here. The wire goes in there just fine. Bottom of the receiver box. The light's right there, so you can see it from the windshield. Like when you look in the front, windshield here, you can see it. It is a pretty bright LED, but I'm just glad I got it. You know, it's a safety thing. You know what I mean? Like you know, with something this big, you know, I get kind of nervous. This servo horn right here is kind of worn out, so like I say, I gotta replace it, and that'll be like down the road. But I'm gonna see if I can find one. And if you guys know anything about these that are good ones that aren't a dual piece design, this all the splines are made into one whole servo arm, please comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much. Alex RC Freak out. Peace. I'll get a running video of this too. Alex RC Freak out. Peace.